So it is one dimensional array. Next, so I want to create a two-dimensional array. Same, np dot array. So we have parentheses. So in parentheses we have to pass the elements. No. So in the square braces, like we have two dimension, right? So I have like 1, 2, 3. I'll close this and comma. I'll give one more 4, 5, 6. So with the comma separated, I have given two elements, two list. See, this is one, two dimensional, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In middle of space, just comma separated two elements. We'll print that. So here, if you see, this is a two-dimensional array. This is a two-dimensional array. Just we have passed comma separated two lists. So ఇక్కడ ఏం లేదు, జస్ట్ మనం ఫస్ట్ వన్ డైమెన్షనల్ కి ఓన్లీ ఒక లిస్ట్ పాస్ చేసాం అరే మెథడ్ కి, టూ డైమెన్షనల్ కి టూ లిస్ట్ పాస్ చేసాం కామా సెపరేటెడ్. ఈ టూ లిస్ట్ మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక స్క్వేర్ బ్రేసెస్ లో మనం అపెండ్ చేసాం. లైక్ వీ హావ్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్ దిస్ టూ లిస్ట్ ఇన్ స్క్వేర్ బ్రేసెస్ విత్ కామా సెపరేటెడ్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ two-dimensional array. Array. Next. So we have 3D array also. Same. I'll pass. So this is my first bracket. Now I have. This is my second like second braces. Third braces I will pass 1. I'll close this. The comma separated. I'll give one more braces. I'll give 2. I'll close this. So 1, 2. I'll give one more comma. So I'll pass this 3. Again with comma separated. I'll pass 4. So here I'll print this. So here if you see, this is a three-dimensional array. Array. So here we have just passed with comma separated elements. This is recording like different types of array, 1D, 2D, 3D. So now we'll go into the properties. Array properties. Specific to this is NumPy specific arrays. So first we'll initialize an array. I'll create an array, np.array. So I'll create a 2, comma separated. I'll create 4, 5, 6. So closed braces. We'll print this. So I have created a two-dimensional array. Now, so I want to see the properties of this particular array. How to see? So for that we have a lot of inbuilt methods to see different properties. So first I'll print my array name is arr.ndim. So this gives the dimensions of this particular array. So as it is two-dimensional array, it has given the output as 2 dimensions, 2 dimension. So ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ndim అనేది మనం ఇచ్చిన ఈ arr అనేది ఏ డైమెన్షన్ అనేది రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, arr.ndim dimension of the arr. So next I'll write here is the dimension of arr. Next, so we have other property arr dot shape. So here, so arr.shape, this gives the rows and columns, like how many rows or how many columns do we have in our given array. Okay, the shape. Okay, so 2 rows and 3 columns. Next, so we have one more parameter, array.size. So this gives the length of our elements inside the array, like total length, like total how many elements do we have in our array. So here we have 6 elements, right? It has given 6. Remember this, ndim, this gives the dimension, shape gives the count of rows and columns, size gives the count of all the elements inside our array. Okay, and type of the array, array dot data type. So all these are integers, right? Integer 64-bit, it has given integers. So we have seen through 4 properties, n dimension, like ndim, shape, size, data type, d type. These are the properties. Next we'll see how, different initializations. Suppose if I want to initialize an array with zeros with given specified dimensions, how to do that? So every time I don't, like, anyhow I want to initialize an array with completely zeros, I don't need to write this like 0, like I don't want to write 0, 0. So all zeros only, right? I don't want to write it manually. How can we do that? So here array initializations. So to define that, np dot, here we have a method called zeros. So this is an inbuilt method in NumPy. So np dot zeros, we just need to pass the count, like rows and columns count. So I want 2 by 3. So np dot 2 by 3. So here if you, okay. So here if you see, this directly given array with 2 dimension, like 2 by 3, 2-dimensional array with 3 columns. So np dot zeros, ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే మనము రోస్ ఎన్ని కావాలి, కాలమ్స్ ఎన్ని కావాలి అనేది మనం మెన్షన్ చేస్తాం ఇక్కడ. సో నాకు అన్ని కంప్లీట్గా 0 వాల్యూస్ ఉండాలి. దిస్ మెథడ్ ఇస్ స్పెసిఫిక్ టు జీరోస్ ఓన్లీ. np dot zeros అని ఇచ్చేసి నాకు 2 rows కావాలి, 3 columns కావాలి అని ఇచ్చాము. సో 2-dimensional array క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ మనకి 0 డాట్ మరి 0 అన్నప్పుడు 0 డాట్ అంటే డిఫాల్ట్ గా ఫ్లోటింగ్ వాల్యూస్ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఈ జీరోస్ అనే మెథడ్ డిఫాల్ట్ గా ఫ్లోటింగ్ వాల్యూస్ డిస్ప్లే చేస్తుంది మనకి, అందుకే 0 డాట్ అని ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, by default this will create a floating type. So this is zeros method, and we have one more method called ones. So now I'll create 3, 2. So this will create a 3 by 2 dimension. So here if you see 3 rows, 2 columns. Again it is a floating point. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఏముంటుందంటే మనకి జీరోస్ లాగానే వన్స్ అనే ఒక మెథడ్ కూడా ఉంది NumPyలో. సేమ్ ఇక్కడ కూడా మనం ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే నేను 2 by 3 పాస్ చేస్తాను, ఇక్కడ 3 by 2, 3, 2. సో 3 rows 2 columns కావాలని మెన్షన్ చేశాను. సో ఆల్రెడీ ఇక్కడ వన్స్ మెథడ్ కాబట్టి ఇది జస్ట్ వన్స్ ఇస్తుంది, డిఫాల్ట్ ఫ్లోటింగ్ పాయింట్ కాబట్టి 1 డాట్ అని ఇచ్చింది. ఓకే, so this is np dot ones. So here we have one more method called full. np dot full. So this is a different method. So this takes, see, I want 2 by 2, comma, I want an array with 7s. Okay, I have passed 7. So here if you see, so it has created a 2 by 2 array with values 7. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఈ ఫుల్ అనే మెథడ్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఫస్ట్ మెన్షన్ చేసిన డైమెన్షన్ తీసుకొని లాస్ట్లో మెన్షన్ చేసిన వాల్యూస్ని ఈ డైమెన్షన్స్లో డిస్ప్లే చేస్తుంది. It will initialize an array with 2 by 2 dimension completely full of values with 7. Okay, this is full. Okay. So we have one more method, np dot I. I'll pass 3. So this I creates identity matrix. So if you remember, identity matrix means like all this like this completely diagonal elements will be 1, other elements will be zeros. Okay, so np dot I, remember this, np dot I means it creates identity matrix with dimension 3. Like here whatever value will specify, that will be created. Identity matrix means the diagonal elements will be 1 and all other elements will be 0. Okay, yeah. So next we'll go to the next one. So we have one more method called np dot arrange. So here in arrange it takes 3 parameters. So first one I have passed as 0, from 0 to 10, and the third one will be the step. So if you see the output, we get just a minute. Okay, it is one arrange, ARANG, arrange. Okay, so this creates, okay, it's a range. Okay, so this creates 0 to 10 elements with step 2. So if you see the difference of each element is like 2 and 0, 2, 4 and 2, difference is 2. Okay, so np dot a range will create array of elements with the difference mentioned in the last parameter. Okay, so it has started, so it has counted, like it has accepted 0, like it started from 0, but it did not consider 10. So before 10 only it has considered as last element. Okay, here understood. So we'll just recap once. So I have inputted like NumPy as the NP. Then I have created a one-dimensional array. One-dimensional array means we'll just call np dot array. We'll pass the list of elements with comma separated values. For two-dimensional array, like we are passing 2 lists. Like similar to that, we are passing different lists for based on 3D or 4D, whatever the dimension is. We'll pass that. And later we have methods to see the properties of our created array. So here I have created a 2-dimensional array. So to see the dimension, like what is the dimension of this ARR, I will call ARR.dim. This will give the dimension of the array. Next we have seen the shape of the array. So shape of the array means how many rows and columns are there in the given array. Okay. So next we have seen the size of the array. So this size gives the total number of elements present inside the array. Next we have seen the type of the array. So after this we have seen initialization of arrays. Like suppose I want an array with zeros with 2 by 3 dimensional. So we have a method called np dot zeros, and same for ones we have np dot ones, And if I want to create an array with some given specific number, then we have method called full. We have to define our number at the last parameter, and before to that we have to give the dimension. Later I want to create an identity matrix. So to create that, we have a method called np.eye. So this creates the identity matrix of the given dimension. So identity matrix means the diagonal elements will be 1, all other elements will be 0. Now I want to create a range of elements. Like in array, I want to create some range of elements with specific difference that I provide in my method. So then we have method. For that, we'll pass our, like, from where this array should start from and till where it should continue, where it has to end, and we have to mention the specified difference for that. So till here we have studied. Next we will see the array indexing. We will see the array indexing and slicing. How to do that? Array indexing and slicing. So here I'll create my array np.ar. So I have created an array. So indexing, print of, I want to so here I had 0,1. So here if you see, like this 0 indicates like this row, 1 indicates the column, like column. So 0 is the row, column is 1. So this is the first row, and 1 means this is a 0 column, this is a 1 column. So at the 0th row, first column, like 1 column, we have 2 value. So this is like how to access using the index. Understood? We have given, so is a 2-dimensional array, 0,1. This gives the 0 is the row, 1 is the column. So 0th row, first column means like this is the 0th column, this is the first column, this is the second column. So first column, 0th row, we have 2 number, that is the output. Next, I want to get the column. So here I'll just give 1 colon. I did not mention anything at the first place. I just given 1. Okay. So this gives the specified column. So here I have mentioned at the row place I did not mention anything. I have just given 1 column. So the second place I have given 1. So this means the first column will be returned. So what is our first column here? This is the 0th column. This is the first column. Okay. So ఇక్కడ ఏంటి అంటే array of 0,1 అంటే 0th రికార్డ్లో 0th రోలో ఫస్ట్ ప్లేస్లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ రిటర్న్ అవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇది ఎలా కన్సిడర్ చేస్తామంటే 0 నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది మనకి. అరే ఇండెక్స్ స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ 0, రైట్? సో ఇక్కడ ఇది 0th రో, ఇది ఫస్ట్ రో, ఇది 0 కాలమ్, ఇది ఫస్ట్ కాలమ్, ఇది సెకండ్ కాలమ్. సో ఇక్కడ 0,1 అన్నప్పుడు 0th రోలో ఫస్ట్ కాలంలో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ప్రింట్ అయింది మనకి. సో అలా కాదు, నాకు ఈ కంప్లీట్ కాలమ్ కావాలి. సో దెన్ ఏంటంటే మనం రో మెన్షన్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. వీ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు మెన్షన్ ఎనీ రో. సో వీ కెన్ జస్ట్ గివ్ కాలమ్ అండ్ 1. So the complete first row will be, like first column will be returned. So here returns the complete column at 1 at specified position or specified value. So understood, right? So now, so like this is called as slicing. Like, okay, now I want similar way I want to do it for rows. How to do it? So a row of what happened. Okay. Given one and so for columns now I did not mention anything. So this gives the row slicing. Okay, so this is row slicing. How to do row slicing? We'll just mention the row, which row we want to return, and we skip the column just by giving colon. Quite opposite to this one. So my row at one index is 4, 5, 6. We got that. Understood till here? Any questions or any doubts till here? Okay. So now we'll go to reshaping. So here reshaping means like I'll create an array np dot. So with range so here like I have created an array, one-dimensional array with given range 12. So this 12 means like it will start from 0. So you remember the range method in Python, right? Similar to that, it started from 0. It excluded the 12. So before 12 it has considered. So reshaping means now I'll create one more array np dot. So my array is A. So A dot reshape. So in this reshape, I'll pass 3, 4 B. So here if you see, so this reshaping, this makes like the A array into 3 by 4 array dimension. So this changes the dimension. So it has reshaped, right? So it made us 3 by 4 like 3 rows and 4 columns. So based on the length, it will divide the elements. Understood? Ikkada reshape em chestundi ante manaki only one dimensional array undi. So reshape ani మనం మెన్షన్ చేయాలి, లైక్ మనకి ఏ డైమెన్షన్ అరే కావాలో మెన్షన్ చేయాలి. సో మెన్షన్ చేసినప్పుడు అదేమవుతుంది, మనం ఏమని మెన్షన్ చేసాం 3, 4 అన్నాం. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఈ కంప్లీట్ అరేని 3 rows 4 columnsగా డివైడ్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో 3 rows and 4 columns. This is array reshaping. Next, so next we will go into the different operations. We have some few operations in array how to perform. So here I'll create one array. So I'll create one more array and np dot. So I have two arrays, A and B. So operations, what operations we can perform? Very easy. Like I want to add them. I'll just give A plus B, C plus B. So directly we can add directly the elements, not of any looping or anything. So generally for lists and everything we see, right? So directly A plus B. Because just A plus B and రాయగానే ఇందులో ఉన్న ఫస్ట్ ఎలిమెంట్, ఇందులో ఉన్న ఫస్ట్ ఎలిమెంట్, సో ఇందులో ఉన్న సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంట్. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ది పొజిషన్ డైరెక్ట్లీ దే విల్ బి యాడెడ్. అవి యాడ్ అయిపోతున్నాయి ఆ పొజిషన్ని బట్టి మనకి. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే జస్ట్ మల్టిప్లికేషన్, దట్స్ ఆల్.
Sir, it's like a arithmetic operators. Yes?
రైట్. అర్థమెటిక్ ఆపరేషన్స్ మనం జస్ట్ అంటే మనం ఇక్కడ లూప్స్ మెథడ్స్ ఏం యూజ్ చేయలేదు, జస్ట్ ప్లెయిన్గా డైరెక్ట్ ఏ ప్లస్ బి అని రాయగానే అవి యాడ్ అయిపోయి, ఏ ఇంటూ బి అని రాయగానే అవి యాడ్ అయిపోయాయి. ఓకే, సో సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఐ వాంట్ లైక్ we have method mean. So mean వచ్చింది. So I told, right, it will return the floating values. Default methods of this NP will return the floating values. So ఇక్కడ mean of a వచ్చింది మనకి, a లో 1 2 3. So 3 plus 2 5 plus 1 6, 6 by 3 2. It returns floating, right? It has returned 2.0. Mean is a method, inbuilt method. So we have one more method called std. This is a standard deviation. So we have one formula about standard deviation. Directly this will calculate the standard deviation. So here like we don't need to do any manual calculations. Directly it will give. If you remember standard deviation means like we have to write like a root of 1 by n, like we have to give the difference of each element by squaring them. So we have some different lengthy process for calculations, standard deviation. So here it is just completed in very few seconds. Okay, what is this? Till here we have seen the mathematical operations, like different operations, mean, addition, multiplication, how to calculate standard deviation. Next we'll see like how to do like how to access only specific elements. Like I'll create an array. So I have created an array, one-dimensional array with 5 elements. Now, what I'll do is I'll give a variable with ARR greater than 3. So just I have defined a variable ARR greater than 3. Now if I try to print ARR of mask, so here if you see, mask means what it has done, it has given me the values which are greater than 3. This is like this concept is called masking. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నామంటే మనం జస్ట్ ఒక వేరియబుల్ డిఫైన్ చేస్తాం, ఈ ఏఆర్ఆర్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ 3, అరే గ్రేటర్ దెన్ 3 ఎక్కడైతే ఉందో అది ఇక్కడ మాస్క్లో స్టోర్ అయింది. ఎప్పుడైతే నేను ఈ మాస్క్ని ఏఆర్ఆర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్క్ అని యాక్సెస్ చేస్తున్నానో అప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్ నాకు ఆ వాల్యూస్ వస్తున్నాయి. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ అరే మాస్కింగ్, లైక్ మాస్కింగ్. So here we have different methods like np.array. Here we have method called b is equals to a dot copy. So you see, we can directly copy an existing array into a new copy, like into a new object. We did not mention anything, just I have written a dot copy. So this complete a array will be copied into the b. So here So similar to copy, we have one more method called view. C is equals to a dot view. So here if you see, so here both written same values. B is 1 to 3, C is 1 to 3. But here we have some difference. What is it? This B shares, like when we have written copy, this shares, like this will create a different memory location. It is not dependent on the A now. So it is independent of A. Copy means it will create an exact copy with a different memory location. But when we create a view, this view shares the same memory location of A. Okay, so how to understand that? Now what I'll do is, after this I'll write A of 0 is equals to, I'll write 100. Now print of, see here if you see, just a minute, print of A also will do. So here if you see, I told, right, B is a copy of A, but it is stored in different memory location. Updating B will not affect, updating A will not affect the B because it is a different memory location. But updating A will affect C because these two are sharing same memory location. Just for viewing purpose, it is a new array, that's all. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఏంటి అంటే కాపీకి వ్యూకి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటంటే, కాపీ అనేది కంప్లీట్గా ఒక కొత్త ఆబ్జెక్ట్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది. కొత్త మెమరీ లొకేషన్లో బి అని ఒక అరే క్రియేట్ అయ్యి దాంట్లో వాల్యూస్ యాడ్ అవుతాయి. సో దానికి ఏకి ఏం నో రిలేషన్. వన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ క్రియేటెడ్ డన్, ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో రిలేషన్ బిట్వీన్ ఏ అండ్ బి. బట్ ఇక్కడ సి అనేది ఏంటంటే, ఎప్పుడైతే వ్యూ క్రియేట్ చేసామో ఈ సి అనేది ఏ అనే మెమరీ లొకేషన్కే పాయింట్అవుట్ చేస్తుంది. బోత్ ఏ అండ్ సి విల్ పాయింట్ టు సేమ్ మెమరీ లొకేషన్. సో అట్ దట్ మెమరీ లొకేషన్ వీ హ్యావ్ 1 to 3. అందుకే ఏమవుతుందంటే, ఎప్పుడైతే నేను ఏలో ఉన్న పర్టికులర్ ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ పర్టికులర్ 0 ఇండెక్స్లో ఉన్న వాల్యూని చేంజ్ చేస్తాను అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఏ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, సి కూడా చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఈ మెమరీ లొకేషన్లో సి, ఇదే మెమరీ లొకేషన్కి సి కూడా పాయింట్అవుట్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, కానీ బి ఎఫెక్ట్ అవ్వదు ఎందుకంటే బి ఈజ్ అ డిఫరెంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. Okay, so till here everyone understood, right? Copy versus view. Okay, next, so we have one more process called stacking. A is equals to, I'll create one array and read already. I'll create a 2-dimensional array, 3, 4. So we have a method called vstack. So here if you see, so vstack means like vertical stacking. What it will do, it will merge this like this B array into the A array. సో ఇక్కడ vstack ఏం చేస్తుందంటే వర్టికల్ స్టాకింగ్. సో ఈ vstack ఏంటంటే ఈ B అరేని A లోకి మర్జ్ చేస్తుంది వర్టికల్గా, లైక్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ అ 2-dimensional. నౌ ఇట్ బికేమ్ లైక్ 3-dimensional. Okay, this is vertical stacking. Similar to this, we have horizontal stacking. np.hstack. Oh, just a minute. Okay. So horizontal to make horizontal stacking, like we have to be using same dimensions. The two arrays should be of same dimensions. So for that we have used a comma a because B is of different dimension. So this is horizontal stacking. Okay, horizontal stacking, what happened, like, so this is A. So if you see, similar to this, we have one more array is added beside to it horizontally. This is horizontal stacking. Okay, vertical stacking, horizontal stacking. Next, so we have some other methods also. np dot random ran. So this will generate a 2 by 3 array. This nothing to do with these values because these are generated randomly. Okay, so this random will create a random array with this specified dimension. Okay, suppose I want to mention specifically, I'll create a random dot rand int here 1,10,5. So here if you see, this creates a array with 1 to 10. So I have mentioned here the from which numbers we have to consider this random. So I want to create from 1 to 10. Okay, length is 5. So this last parameter will be the length, and what should be the values, any mentioned range. So between 1 to 10 I have mentioned the range. Okay, so these are the basic operations on arrays. So ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటాను అందరికి. Any questions or any doubts?